Hey guys, I'm John Setzler. Welcome back once again to Atlanta Grill Company. Today we're going to fire up the Masterbuilt Gravity Series 1050 once again, and we're going to go to the other end of the spectrum. In our last video we smoked some beef jerky down at a really low temperature, but today we're going to really crank it up. We're going to start out, we're going to do a reverse sear on a big Tomahawk Ribeye. So we're going to start out low and slow, and then we're going to crank that guy really hot to finish it off with a sear. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to light a fire in the chimney of our Gravity 1050 and close the doors up and let that run for about 2 minutes before we turn the system on. And I'm going to fire up the 1050 to run at about 250 to start with, and the fan just kicked on, so we're going to let it warm up. And while the 1050 is warming up, I'm going to introduce you to the star of our show here, which is a 2 3/4 pound tomahawk cut prime rib or ribeye roast or ribeye steak. And I'm going to put a nice coat of mild sea salt on the top of this and let this sit here for just a few minutes while our grill comes up to temperature. And all I'm going to do initially on this is put some salt on it. We're going to put some flavor on this a little later in the cook. That'll be a lot of fun. Okay guys, my 1050's up to temp, and I've got a really nice light pecan wood smoke rolling here. So we're going to set this tomahawk right up on that upper grill grate, and I'm going to use the 1050's meat probe today to keep an eye on this guy. What I want to do, we're going to do a reverse sear. I want to put my meat probe right in the middle here, and I'm going to monitor this until my internal meat temperature gets up to around 110. And once I'm up to around 110, I'm going to come back and look at it a little more closely, because I want to take this guy off about the time it hits 115 so we can do our reverse sear. I'm going to use the Masterbuilt app here to run this cook again, and as you can see, we're monitoring the pit temp and it's at 253. It's set at 250, so our meat probe is currently reading 36 degrees, so I want to change its alarm to run it to monitor at 110. We'll set that and it'll change our target temp to 110 there, and we should get an alert when the temperature is around 110. Okay, let's take a peek. Our internal temperature of this steak's up to a little over 80 degrees, and you can see it's taking on some beautiful color there, so we'll just let it keep on cooking. Our steak is up to temp. It's where I want it to be, so I'm going to pull this guy off and we're going to let it rest for a little bit, and we're going to heat the grill up, and then we're going to make some more flavor to go here. The first thing we want to do from here is remove the meat probe from the grill. You don't want to let it go hot like this, and I'm going to crank my grill temp. We're just going to go to let's just go to 600 and let it fly. The next thing I want to do is make a mayonnaise aioli to go on this steak, and I'm going to take a trick I learned from Pitmaster X. So I'm taking about a half a cup of mayonnaise, and I'm just going to put a couple of drops of hot sauce on here, and I'm going to stir that in. And after I get that mayonnaise stirred in, we're going to go to work here with a little bit of Lane's Scorpion Steak Rub. I'm just going to dump in, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 teaspoons of it, and I'm going to stir that in, and we're going to rub that all over this steak once our grill comes up to temperature. Okay, while our grill's coming up to temperature, we're just going to take some of this aioli we made, and we're going to spread it all over the outside of this steak, and then we're going to flip it and do the same thing on the other side. I've never tried this technique before, but this is something, like I said, I saw Pitmaster X do. So we're gonna give it a try here at the man cave. Okay, so our grill's up 600 degrees. I've given it a few minutes to stabilize. Let's sear this guy. I'm gonna give it probably 60 seconds, and then we're gonna turn it, and then we'll flip it. Okay, it's been going about a minute, so I'm gonna give it a quarter of a turn, and we'll let it go for another minute. Okay, now we're ready for a flip. Look at that crust on that steak. Is that not amazing? Okay guys, we're ready to bring this bad boy off the grill. Look at that. Is that not amazing? We're gonna let it rest for about 10 minutes. I've rested this, so the time has come. I'm just gonna take it off the bone. And we're gonna slice into this bad boy. Let's just go right down the middle. I want you to have a look at that. Is that not absolutely beautiful? That's perfect. I'm gonna peel off just a little piece here on the edge for a taste. Oh man. Guys, that is amazing. I have to give Pitmaster X some credit for showing this on a video he did quite some time ago. He made several different mayonnaise coatings to go on a steak to do the sear, and man, this with the Valentina hot sauce and the Lane's scorpion steak rub on top of that steak with that mayonnaise has given this thing a beautiful sear with a beautiful flavor. The 1060 did a fantastic job of cooking this steak. We did the reverse sear at 250 and then ramped up to sear the outside of this steak at 600. I could have gone on up to 700, but as you can see here, 600 did perfectly. So guys, give this a try. Let me know what you think. Until next time, this is John Setzler with Atlanta Grill Company.